Okay, so here's the rewritten script in super simple, casual English, like I'm just telling you some real family gossip over snacks. I kept every single bit of info the same, no adding, no cutting, same length line by line, just way easier words and a chill storytelling vibe. A single confession broke decades of quiet, and man, it totally freaked me out being right in the middle of it. At 62, Julian Lennon shocked everyone with just a few words. I utterly hated her. I never try to force stuff on people. The story behind those words is messy, full of hurt, and packed with secrets fans never expected. It's about family, betrayal, being super famous, and just trying to survive. The kind of story that makes you rethink everything you thought about rock royalty. But certain things happened in the relationship and family that could make the son of a famous musician hold a grudge his whole life. Today you're gonna hear a side of Julian Lennon no magazine ever printed, a truth he kept hidden until now. And what happened was that when we got the okay for this exhibition. Long before he was known as the Son, Julian Lennon was just a regular kid living in the huge shadow of someone amazing, wanting a normal life. From the outside his childhood looked fancy because of the famous name. You know, you go through security and they give you a sticker saying John Lennon. But inside the Lennon home, happiness was nowhere to be found. The day John Lennon left, he left for someone else, leaving Julian and his mom Cynthia behind. He didn't just lose a dad. He lost feeling safe. No goodbye, no talking about it, just quiet and confusion. Cynthia kept everything going, working hard, selling family stuff just to buy food. You can't live that fairy tale life forever. While people pictured big houses and tons of money, the real life was a cold apartment, used clothes, and not knowing what was next. And probably the best thing that happened then was meeting John and having Julian. Fame didn't make things better, it just brought more questions he couldn't answer. At school, Julian got picked on. Kids saw the name and thought he had everything, but he felt empty and alone. They teased him, bullied him, sometimes even hit him. Teachers didn't really step in, thinking he was too rich to need help. And that's hard. That's really hard on a kid. His mom was the only one protecting him. Her hard work built a weak wall against a world that wanted to hurt him. He learned young that legends only look good from far away. Up close, the price is loneliness, not love. But Julian kept going, pushing through the hurt, not letting anyone see him break. The start of his story wasn't fame, it was just surviving. Growing up, Julian was haunted by the picture of a dad the world loved for peace and love, but who didn't show much of that at home. Living life in peace. While everyone worshipped John Lennon, Julian only saw someone missing, broken promises, and a dad he hardly knew. It hurt even worse watching his dad give all his love to Sean Lennon, his little half-brother. Newspapers called John a great parent. But to Julian, it felt fake. People listened to John's songs and felt hope and togetherness. But Julian only felt pushed away and mad. A few that I've left that I felt very uncomfortable being. There were whispers and rumors about how Julian was born. John supposedly called him a mistake. While Sean was born from love, even if people exaggerated, the hurt went deep. Every day it reminded Julian he was different, not wanted. Oh, is it really you? That they don't really hear your order. You know, Cynthia tried to fill the empty space, but the pain stayed. John Lennon's perfect image was everywhere, posters, songs, shows, always reminding him of the men who left his first family. As Julian got older, the anger grew too, turning him into the man he is now. Julian's relationship with his dad was always tough. I had to kneel on the ground just to get through this. After the divorce, they barely talked. Sometimes forced phone calls, awkward visits, but nothing real, nothing that fixed things. John gave all his love to Sean, making sure everyone saw him as the perfect dad. But for Julian there was no effort like that. He watched from far away, hoping he mattered, but always feeling like he didn't belong. Little moments of hope would show up and then disappear. A guitar here, a nice word there, then nothing. Years went by in silence, right? Yeah. Whether it's yeah. Julian wanted a real dad, someone to guide him, but those hopes always got crushed. The feeling of being rejected, the unfairness, it all became too heavy. He stopped hoping for anything from John. The dad he needed was never coming. Instead he built walls, protection made from disappointment so he wouldn't get hurt again. Then came the day that changed everything. News of John Lennon's sudden, violent death hit everywhere. The world cried for a hero, but Julian's sadness was different. Quieter, heavier. He was just a kid in a small town, far from all the news and craziness. He talked to his dad just days before, felt a little warmth in his voice, thought maybe they could fix things. That hope got torn away fast. I was thinking, how am I going to do that? The shock and the loss felt too big. No funeral, no goodbye. Yoko Ono said no public event, just honor J. One's wish for peace. Julian was left alone with his memories and regrets. The last words from his dad kept playing in his head, not because they were deep, but because they were the end of any chance to make things right. The world cried for a legend, but Julian cried for the dad he never really had. The real hurt came when they read the will. John left almost everything to Yoko and Sean, barely mentioning Julian. All those years wanting his dad's okay ended with papers that proved his biggest fear. Yoko controlled the money, the music, the whole legacy, while Julian got a small trust fund, that's it. This wasn't just money. It was about being wiped out of his dad's story. That happened without that. You know, for Julian the fight became about being seen, about who he was, about belonging. He started a long, hard legal fight. Years of talking, new stories, no sleep. People thought he was just after cash. But for Julian it was about pride, taking back part of his own story. The final deal was said to be big, but no money could fix years of being pushed aside. While the court stuff went on, the quiet fight with Yoko Ono kept going too. She was always there, controlling his dad's memory, the person who changed everything. Public moments were weird, fake smiles and cold looks. For almost 20 years every talk, every event showed him she had all the power. He was angry at her, blamed her for a lot of his pain. In his eyes she wasn't a stepmom, just a reminder of everything he lost. But life makes you change sometimes. Anger didn't bring calm. Slowly, little things wore down the hate. A photography show, a random meeting, wanting to keep peace for Sean's sake. The big drama faded into a shaky peace. They'd never be close, never real family. But Julian chose to stop fighting. Not for Yoko. But for his own peace and for his brother. Through everything, Julian's bond with Sean became the thing that kept him from sinking into anger. They grew up in different worlds, but hurt connects people. For a long time distance and jealousy kept them apart. But as grown-ups they found things in common. Shared pain, understanding each other, wanting to be close. Sean's kindness and acceptance showed Julian how much it costs to stay mad. Hanging out, watching old videos, sharing music, laughing about old stuff, it helped Julian heal. For the first time he felt like he belonged, not just to a famous name, but to a family. The quiet fight with Yoko didn't matter anymore. The only thing that mattered was keeping his connection with Sean. Julian learned peace doesn't always come with big moments. Sometimes it's just quietly deciding to let go and keep going. Getting free from the Lennon name was never simple. Wherever Julian went, people saw his dad's shadow and compared everything he did to a legend he could never match. Music, his first love, always brought comparisons and letdowns. The world wanted another John Lennon, not Julian. The pressure made him try new things. Photography, writing, his own projects gave him purpose and let him be himself. He stopped chasing approval and started living his way. New documentaries and Beatles comebacks never let him forget his past. But Julian doesn't let it control him anymore. He found calm not by forgiving everything, but by building his own future his own way. He honors his dad's memory in his style, through art, creating, and staying strong quietly. The Lennon name became something he carries, not something trapping him. Julian Lennon's story isn't about perfect forgiveness or quick fixes. It's about real pain, fighting through it, and finally accepting things. Those words, I utterly hated her, carried years of lost time, missed chances, and a family broken by choices no one could change. But through it all, Julian found a kind of peace, a shaky calm that let him move on. His story shows the hidden price of fame, the lie of perfect families, and how strong you have to be to make your own life in someone else's huge shadow. If you've ever had trouble forgiving or dealing with your own past, Julian's story reminds you healing can happen, even if it's never perfect. Thank you for watching, and if you liked this story, please like, subscribe and come back for more hidden Hollywood stories. Point 2s fast.